What's up, lovelies? So today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be doing a reset, but I'm also going to be sharing a story time where I had a crazy roommate experience when I first moved to Atlanta, Georgia. So first things first, I'm sitting outside on my patio. So if you hear any kids, some people talking, a plane or a dog, bear with me, okay? It feels really good outside in Atlanta, and I'm not about to be sitting up in the house, okay? So let's get into the video. Oh, before I get into the video, I got this idea from a creator named Life of D. Y'all should check out his YouTube page. Anyways, so when I first moved to Georgia, I had got me a job. I had got me an apartment really fast. So, everybody was from Oklahoma was hitting me up, telling me how proud of me they were and how they wanted to do the same and this and the other, right? One girl in particular was hitting me up, whatever the case is. We was not like friends, but like she was cool with my sister. She was like classmates with my sister in high school. And also she was like part of her baby shower. She was cool with her baby daddy. So it was like that type of vibe. But we weren't cool, but we were cool. You know what I'm saying? She been around me, I've been around her. She was cool. Anyway, so she was hitting me up telling me she had family in Georgia and she wanted to move out here or whatever, and she had really been thinking about it, and I was inspiring her to do it or whatever the case is. And I'm like, okay, girl, you should do it, you should come, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hater. I'm never going to tell nobody don't do it. Oh my God, even though I was going through my own situation, I would never say that. So anyways, I was like, yeah, girl, you should come. So me and her were talking about it, whatever case is. She said she was going to come. We was basically agreed that we was going to do like a roommate situation. Knowing me and how I am, I don't even know why I signed up for it, but I was just trying to try some shit. My rent was like $900 back in 2015, and I couldn't afford it. I was getting paid like $11, $12. I couldn't afford it by myself. So, and I had like a little sugar daddy, and I was tired of the sugar daddy, okay? I didn't want to be a sugar baby no more. So basically, I kind of was like, oh, I need this help. So it would have been good. This is a girl, somebody that is from back home. So she's not going to like, you know what I'm saying? Like it should be cool because she's from back home. So anyway, she comes. No, she doesn't come. So basically, like, so we're writing for a long time. She's preparing herself to travel. You know what I'm saying? Because she was going to drive here. She was preparing herself. She said she was going to leave her son with her granny. It was like she was making all of these arrangements for her transition to Georgia. So all of this goes on. It took about 2 months for her, like, finally, like, do the transition or whatever, which is cool. So then finally, when the time comes from the day that she was actually supposed to come, she stopped writing me on Facebook. But she didn't go ghost, but she just wasn't like saying, hey, I'm on my way or anything like that. She wasn't saying none of these things. So I just took it as like, okay, maybe, you know what I'm saying, she's probably on the road, or I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so that goes on, and finally, like, a couple days later, she finally said, girl, I wish I didn't get to make it. She's telling me all of this stuff about how she had other things she had to handle or whatever case is, so she wasn't obviously prepared. So I'm like, okay, cool. But we still are in touch, you know what I'm saying? But I promise you, y'all, 3 months went by, and she randomly hit me up like, hey, so I'm going to be on my way to Atlanta in the morning, whatever. Like, she was basically saying she's fed up with it, with Oklahoma. She's not staying there any longer or whatever. And she was like going through some shit or whatever. So she was like, she was coming or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm very excited at this point in time. I was excited. I'm home. I'm getting homesick. I'm tired of being by myself. I have my friends and I have my coworkers and stuff like that. But I just wanted, I don't know, somebody that really knew me. I feel like I was just, I don't know. I just wanted somebody that I knew. You know what I'm saying? So to be around. So anyway, she she ends up coming to Georgia. She didn't tell me that she made it. I actually seen on her Facebook that she had made it to Atlanta, because she had, like, you can tag a location or whatever. So she tagged that she was in town. So for the first 2 days, she didn't say, hey, I'm here, nothing. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, all right. I text her like, hey, just checking on you. And she's like, oh, I'm good. I made it. I'm gonna come by and see you. Come by and see me. Bitch, what? You must come live with me. But anyway, it's cool. Whatever. No pressure. So that goes on, and like, I didn't see her until it was a week before. She had been living in Georgia for a week by the time I seen her. Apparently she had been staying at her cousin's house or whatever case is. So she was coming over, whatever case is. So like a week and a half as she's at her cousin's house, they got into it. So she then started to come to my house, whatever. Like, so then she was at my house. She had got a job at like a fast food restaurant or whatever, and was working at the fast food restaurant or whatever. So she was always gone. I never really seen her for real, and I didn't have a car anyways. So I used to walk to work. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I barely would see her. We barely seen each other. It was cool. So that happened, or whatever the case is. She was probably like staying with me for maybe like a week and a half before she started like going over her other cousin's house, which like she stayed like in Camp Creek or like Hamilton, something with a C. Like it was, she lived, apparently the cousin lived in the hood. So she was like over there with her other cousin a lot, not the one that kicked her out, the first one. So she was staying at her other cousin's house a lot, whatever the case is. I don't know why, because her cousin was helping with gas and this and that. The other, her cousin was gonna help her get on at another job at some place over there. So she felt like it was best for her to stay over there, whatever, which was cool. But now that means that our roommate agreement is void, in my opinion. Excuse me. In my opinion, I feel like our roommate was void because you not over here, you stand all over everywhere. So boom, all this stuff's going on. You know what I'm saying? She's doing all of this stuff. She put some food in my house, whatever case is, once or whatever, when she first got to my house, like the week and a half, second week that she was in Georgia. She put some food in my house or whatever, and that was cool or whatever. And then that was it. So she's staying at her cousin's house or whatever the case is. Her and that cousin end up getting into it, I say like 2 weeks later. So by this time she's been living in Georgia for a month. And then so she's kind of like, by this time in my mind, I'm like, nah. In my mind, I'm like, oh, well, she's not living here with me or whatever the case is. She would come over my house sometimes when she would like get off work, because she like worked like in Lawrenceville, which was like closer to my house than where her cousin worked at, because she didn't get the job where her cousin was trying to put her on it. She didn't get that job yet. So anyways, she was saying like, her job was closer to my house. So some nights she would like, hey, can I stay over there? I'm really tired. I got off late or whatever. I'm like, yeah, cool. And so she would do that. She would come in the house. She wouldn't take showers after she'd been working at this fast food restaurant, sweating and shit. She worked at Chick-fil-A, actually. It's like you come in, you ain't take no shower, you know what I'm saying? You laying on my couch. And it was just like things that she would do that was just real nasty. She was messy. She was just messy. And I ain't the cleanest person, okay? I ain't got no OCD and none of that. But she was really messy. Like she would just leave stuff out, like take the mayonnaise out and just leave it there. Shit you just don't do at other people's house. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if it's roommate or not. You just don't do that when somebody else is there. When you're not by yourself, do as you please, honey. But like when somebody else is there, that's gonna irritate somebody. But whatever, cool. She just would do shit that would just ick me or whatever. And I think it was just my personality. I just couldn't deal with people in my space, truthfully. But anyways, long story short, or whatever the case is, um, so her cousin got into it, whatever, because apparently her cousin kept taking her car or whatever, and like just leaving her, what I'm saying, for hours, and like not coming back when she was supposed to come back, leaving her there with the kids and shit like that, whatever. So she wasn't like feeling it. So she decided what I'm saying, that she wanted to start staying at my house. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying, because I'm already, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you already got into one cousin. You got into it with second cousin. I'm just not feeling it. Then you know what I'm saying? She was starting drama with her baby daddy in Oklahoma. It was like she had like Facebook drama on and while she was in Georgia, I didn't understand it. So I was just like, I don't think I want this girl to live with me. But you know what I'm saying? I was kind of a little scared to tell her at first, because she used to take like crazy medicine, and I didn't notice until she came to Georgia, because like one day I was riding with her and she went to go pick up her medicine or whatever, and I guess it was just like her crazy medicine. I don't know what it is. So that scared me too. It's like, okay, bitch, I don't know what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? You got, I don't know, you got little problems, bitch. I don't got them problems. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle it. I don't want to be around it. So boom, that goes on, or whatever the case is. And one time I think she had started, matter of fact, this is what it was. She started staying at a hotel. She started getting hotels closer to her job, which was like probably like 15-20 minutes from my house, whatever. So she would start getting hotels over there, and she was like doing good. She was getting hotels for like 2 weeks. And then I guess apparently she didn't want to, like, she couldn't afford it anymore. She didn't want to pay for it anymore, whatever. So then she was like, oh, she wants to start staying back at my house. And I was kind of like, no. Well, I didn't tell her no, but what I did was she popped up at my house one time thinking that like I was there, and was blowing my phone up like, hey, I'm at the door. I'm trying to get in, whatever, where you at, or when you gonna be home or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm out of town. I lied and said I'm out of town. I'll be back or whatever the case is. And I really was not out of town or whatever. And she was like, oh, why would you? She was like, I didn't know you was going out of town. You should have told me. I could have been here this whole time. I was getting rooms and stuff. And I just was standing there thinking like, girl, please, honey. I was literally in my house, and she literally was parked outside my front door or whatever the case is. And I think she kind of knew I was home, but I still kept in my lie, baby. Honey, I'm not here. I was scared to tell her that, like, I didn't want her to live with me no more. So, anyways, that goes on, whatever. So for 2 days straight, no, for that whole day, I didn't have a car, y'all, and I would think I was off or something. I don't know. But, like, she was there, parked in front of my house for a whole day. And then I remember she had left. And then I was like, okay, I can leave. So, I ended up leaving the house, whatever, going, doing whatever I want to do. And by that time, I think I thought I was on my way back. So I didn't have to keep up the act that long. But anyway, so yeah, she was parked outside. I mean, she had left. Whatever the case is, finally told her I was back or whatever the case is. But I really did not want her to be there or whatever the case is. So I don't remember how the fuck. I kind of like, I just like stopped answering her calls. That's what it was. I stopped answering her calls because, like, girl, why do you think you can just pop back up and live with me whenever you want to? She did that to me, like, that was her third time doing that. Like, how do you think are you coming to the roommate situation, or if you're not? Like, I really needed help. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, I had the little sugar daddy, and like I was tired of giving the sugar to the sugar daddy. Okay, I just wasn't trying to give the sugar to the sugar no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was tired of sugaring. So I just was like on some shit like, bitch, if you gonna be here to help me and we help each other, or you can't be here, bitch. I can struggle by myself. Cause mind y'all, she didn't give me no money. She didn't help me or nothing. You know what I'm saying? She put food in my house the first time she came, when she had been here. Like, she had been to Georgia. She had already been here for like a whole week and a half before I had seen her. Like, no, she was for a week before I seen her. That day she had put groceries in my house. So, and it was like not even a lot of groceries. It was like a little bit of, like, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something or whatever. So yeah, like, I just wasn't feeling it or whatever. And she started like all of this drama on Facebook and basically telling everybody that, like, I left her homeless. She made a long ass status and tagged me too, and just basically like I was out of line. I asked her to come down here to Georgia to help her, and I left her homeless. I wouldn't let her in my house, and she knew I was in my house, but I wouldn't let her in. And everybody on the status like, oh, Zoe, you out of line, you so wrong, this is that, the other. But the truth is like, I'm telling her, like, girl, I have screenshots. So I'm in things. I'm in the comments putting the screenshots of her actually, like, you know what I'm saying, being at her cousin's house and seeing all of this stuff. And I'm telling them, girl, you got into it with both your cousins. All of this stuff, like, who would want you to live there? And I was like telling, like, you nasty, you was dirty or whatever. So my friends was seeing the statuses too, because I was showing them. My friend was at my house when all of it was going down. So my friend was on there, like, taking up for me or whatever the case is. Like, girl, you dirty. You know what I'm saying? You don't take baths, all this stuff, whatever the case is. So the girl goes and write my friend and tell my friend some shit that I was saying about her. And it just became like a whole bunch of shit, because the shit that I said about my friend was true. I did say that her house was dirty, but it was. But y'all, I shouldn't have been running my mouth the way I did. But long story short, was I wrong? Was she wrong? Who was wrong? I'm gonna do a part 2 on this. But was I wrong do y'all think I left her homeless, or do y'all feel like she was wrong for thinking that she can just be in my house whenever she wanted to? Or, like, what's y'all take on the situations? Comment and let me know. Love y'all. Peace.